Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my mood reading for a week, what I realistically read in a week, whatever we want to call it. Just welcome to my reading vlog. So obviously, as you can tell, this is going to be a mood reading vlog, seeing how much I read each day throughout a week. It is Monday and we'll be going through Sunday, 7 days, and we're just gonna see how much I read throughout the week. I'm gonna talk about the books that are on my radar for this week. Again, it's a mood reading vlog, so I may or may not read them, but this is kind of what I'm feeling right now. Talk about the two books that I am in the middle of. Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. This is the second book in the Poppy War series. I'm currently on chapter 13, page 216, and I have not read this today at all, so that's the starting point. So this is the starting point right now. I'm currently listening to a different audiobook and also partially reading it, and that is Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. This is the third book in Emily Wilde's, and if you guys know, you know that I have fallen in love with this world and I am having an amazing time. I started this audiobook this morning. I've already listened to 130 pages. I might be able to finish this book today. I don't know, we shall see. I really love the audiobooks of this series. I honestly cannot recommend them enough. The narrator for Emily is absolute perfection. So these are the two books that I'm in the middle of right now. Let's talk about the books that I recently just bought, which therefore are on my immediate radar. I'm also filming a regular vlog right now, so if you want to check out my book shopping and haul, go check out that video. It will be linked in the description. But these are the books that I just got today. And the two that are on my immediate radar out of these five, well, the one that I know I will be reading is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. This is V.E. Schwab's new release. The way that V.E. Schwab basically sums this book up is it is toxic lesbian vampires. So I'm intrigued. This is also my book club's book pick for July. So it would be my first V.E. Schwab book. I know, I need to read more of her books. This will just be my gateway into her books, I guess. I've only heard amazing things about this, so I can't wait to start this whenever I do. But for now, I am reading these two, specifically Emily Wilde. So I'm hoping to maybe finish this today. I don't know. I have the audiobook on Libby. That's what I'm currently listening to. I'm 37% of the way through and I have 7 hours and 24 minutes left. I'm listening on sometimes 1.75, it depends on what I'm doing, or 2x speed. So I should be able to finish it. I just have this book constantly playing right now because I am obsessed with it. I genuinely think this could be a 5-star. Might be speaking too soon, but we shall see how much I feel like listening to today. Again, I just keep putting it on instead of like watching YouTube, or as I have a YouTube video in the back, but I keep putting it on instead of watching TV or anything like that. There's a decent chance I could finish it. Continue reading this and I will update you guys later. Hey guys, so it is later. It's like 8:24. I haven't read or listened to any more of Emily Wilde. Oh wait, yes I have. That was a straight lie. That was a straight lie. The last time I spoke to you guys, I was on page like 130. Now I'm on page 274. I don't know why I thought I've spoken to you guys since, but I haven't. So all of these books are dated. It's like Emily's journal entries kind of, and so I am on the 6th of February, and like I said, I'm on page 274, and I think I'm gonna call it for the day. Emily Wilde. I just feel like I want to save it because it's the last book in the series, and so I kind of just want to savor it as much as I can. But so far I am loving this book so much. This is just the coziest fantasy and I just love it so much. I know I'm gonna reread this series whenever I just want a feel-good fantasy. Yeah, this honestly has a really good chance of being a 5-star. So at the end of today, which is Monday, obviously, I have read 274 pages of Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. I do have the sample of Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil on my Kindle, and I think I might read that. I think I might start it because I do know that that's the next book that I want to read once I finish Emily Wilde. At least I think that's the next book that I want to read. About 35% through the first Zodiac Academy book, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't. I put it as a DNF on Fable. I don't know if that'll stay true because I still have it downloaded on my Kindle. Just for now, I'm not continuing it. It's just not good. Like, sorry. I don't know, I was really in the mood for just like a fun, like, university fantasy setting, and I fear I don't really like it. And I know the first book is like hard to get into or like whatever, but it's also just a freaking huge series, and everyone's an asshole. Like, I just can't get behind it. I really can't. I don't see where there's a redemption. I really don't. I also do have that because I was kind of craving the toxicity of it, but then also Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil, that's a mouthful, is about toxic lesbian vampires. So like, if I want the toxicity, then I could just read that. Guys, it is now Tuesday, and yesterday I ended up only reading the portion of Emily Wilde's that I read, which was 274 pages. I didn't read any of Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil. I don't know, I couldn't bring myself to read in bed yesterday. And then today I listened to some of Emily Wilde's. I wasn't really in the mood to listen to it today, so I wasn't gonna force myself to listen to it. I am now on page 315 on the 12th of February, and I really just don't want it to end, but I fear it needs to come to an end. But I am so upset about it. I just keep reminding myself that I can, in fact, reread this series whenever I want. So it's not like the world is coming to a close. Like, I can always go back into it. So that's what I keep telling myself. Just so interested to see what's going to happen. I mean, it's not like these books are the most unpredictable things ever. They are very much predictable, but I only have 40 pages left. And so obviously it's going to come to a close, but I really just want like a super whimsical happy ending, which I know it's gonna be a happy ending, but I want it to be like a fairy tale happy ending. I'm interested to see what happens in the next 40 pages. I love Wendell. Pets in a book will always get me. Always get me. There is not a death of a pet. Let me just state that, okay? Don't get scared. Let me not scare you off. There is not a death of a pet. Emily's dog has been with her throughout the entire series, and he's getting old, and Wendell did something to help, and so I'm crying over it because I love Wendell so much. And I love Shadow. Like, I can't. We're on the last chapter, or the last journal entry. Now Wednesday, and I have yet to chat to you guys all day. I haven't done pretty much any reading, honestly. I read like 2 pages of Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil, and then I listened to some of the Dragon Republic. I'm about to leave for Jake's, and there's probably a bunch of traffic, so it'll probably take like an hour to get there. So I have some listening to do of the Dragon Republic. I am really liking both of these books a lot, so I'm excited to see where they go. Chat to you guys more tomorrow, because today I was just doing a lot of YouTube stuff. So tomorrow I will hopefully be able to read some more. Hey guys, so it is now Thursday. Yesterday I read, or listened to technically, a total of 58 pages of the Dragon Republic. I read / listened to page 323, and then I was listening to it this morning, and so I'm currently on chapter 21, page 369. This is where I'm sitting at right now. I didn't read too much yesterday because I was just doing other things yesterday, but today I'm hoping to get some more reading done. For Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil, I did read some of this morning. I read the entire sample on my Kindle, and I think it left off on page 53. I think that's where it left off on. But that means I'm done reading it on my Kindle, which is so depressing because I loved reading this on my Kindle. I honestly might just buy it on my Kindle, I don't know. But now I'm finally getting into the story since I'm now 50-ish pages in, and I am excited to see where this goes. We're following 3 different characters on their timeline. We still haven't met one of the characters, I think. Right now we're getting their origin stories, I think before they're vampires, possibly. Kind of follows, let me just show you what it looks like. Right now I'm on Maria's chapters, and then there's chapters within the year and character. So once we switch back to Alice, it'll be Alice whatever year that is, which we were in 2019. It's kind of like parts almost in a story. Instead it's organized by year and character. So that's very interesting. I am liking that we're on completely different storylines right now. So again, completely different timelines, completely different storylines, and I'm interested to see if they all kind of meet. I think they will, obviously, kind of all 3 will come together. I'm excited to see where that comes because obviously Maria, the 1500s, Charlotte, the 1800s, and then we have Alice, who is in the 2000s. I'm just interested to see how their stories progress, I guess. Would like to read about 100 pages of this today, but I don't know. And then back to the Dragon Republic. I am starting to like this. It was kind of really slow and just kind of repetitive almost, and I just was getting a little bored with the storyline. I am getting into the story more. We're a little over 50% of the way through, and I'm excited to see where this goes. I honestly have no idea what direction this is going to take. All I know is that the ending of this is apparently insane, and the ending of the Poppy War was insane, so I'm interested to see where this goes. I do want to finish this by the end of the week, but I don't know. But yeah, that's where I am at right now. Guess who ended up getting it on her Kindle? This girl. Yeah, I just really want to read this book at night, so I did in fact get it on my Kindle. No regrets. Yeah, I'm gonna read some more of this because I am really enjoying it. I was saying I haven't read any more of this book since we last spoke. I'm hoping to, let's say, get to page 100. That's my goal for tonight. I'm currently on page 65. I am on chapter 3 of one of Maria's chapters. 9% of the way through. Go me. I just see where this goes. I really have absolutely no idea how the story is going to play out. I read a summary of anything. I haven't, like, I just don't know the premise of the plot. I was on a reading grind at the beginning of this week. Not anymore. So yesterday I read 50 pages of Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. On my Kindle it says I'm on page like 80 something, but in the book it says I'm on page 68. So I'm currently on page 68. I fell asleep while reading it yesterday, so that's the reason why I didn't get to page 100 on my Kindle, but that's whatever. For the Dragon Republic, I'm currently almost done with chapter 21. I'm on page 383. And today I'm hoping to get some more reading done. Today is the 4th, and so I'll probably be like playing games and stuff with my family, but I might have some time to read. I don't know. But yeah, that's so far where I'm at. I would like to finish one of these books by Sunday, but I don't know if that will happen. So far, my feelings haven't really changed because I haven't read that much more of them. But yeah, that's the update for now. Hi guys, so it was obviously a couple days later. It is now Sunday, and I didn't do a check-in yesterday because, as you can tell, my room looks incredibly different. Jake helped me rearrange all of my furniture in my room, so now everything is at a completely different orientation than it was before. But that means yesterday I was pretty much occupied with getting my room kind of all situated. I was just kind of really bored with how my room was. For some reason, once I have an idea in my head, I literally cannot let it go. My room, for example, I have always constantly moved around furniture. I've always moved things around since I was a kid because I just had a vision in my head and I had to move everything around. And my room has been pretty stagnant for the past few months. I did move my bookshelves 4 months ago. My bed's been in the same place for the past 4 years, I think. So I've just been kind of bored with my room. So here we are. That's why I didn't speak to you guys yesterday. I also did little to no reading on Friday, so I didn't really have anything to check up on. And then yesterday, any reading that I did do, it was via audiobook while I was arranging everything, or before I was going to bed at like 11 yesterday. So I apologize for not really chatting with you guys yesterday or Friday, but alas, here I am to finally chit chat with you guys. I've also done pretty much no B-roll or any montages or anything this video, I don't think. I feel like I haven't gotten that much footage for it, so I apologize. Still working on the aesthetics of everything, okay? But yesterday I did do some reading. Like I said, yesterday I was listening to the audiobook of Dragon Republic, and I read 66 pages of the Dragon Republic. And then last night when I was going to bed, I read 10 pages, The Barrier Bones and the Midnight Soil. Currently, I am, let me see. I've listened to a few chapters of the audiobook today. Let me check what page I'm on. I'm at the end of chapter 26. There was an interaction between a character from Ren's life before the military academy, and it did in fact make me sob. Currently, I'm on page 490. I'm on chapter 27. I'm about 75% of the way through. I think I have 5 hours left on the audiobook, and I'm listening on 1.75, I want to say. So I really want to finish this today. And then as for this book, I am on page 105. I have been reading this on my Kindle, but the pages on my Kindle for some reason are different than the pages in this. So I'm currently on page 105 in the book, and I need to finish this book today. I am at like the 25% left mark. I think things are going to be getting really good. I'm really nervous. Like I said, the ending of The Poppy War was like so, and I've heard that the ending of this one is even more crazy, and I really have no idea where this is going. Like, no clue. I still don't know how I feel about this series, if I'm being honest. I like it, but I just don't know if it's my cup of tea. I am intrigued to see where this goes. And then as for Barrier Bones and the Midnight Soil, I really thought this was going to be the book that I was going to finish this week. Finished Emily Wilde's on Monday, and I've been reading these 2 books for the past 6 days. Honestly thought that this was going to be the book that I was going to finish, but alas, I think it's going to be the Dragon Republic, because I don't think I can read, what is this, like 400 pages? Yeah, over 400 pages in one day. But I do want to get a decent chunk of it done. So those are my goals for right now. I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook, like I said, and get as far into it as I possibly can, and then read as much of this as I possibly can. So that's currently my plan of action. So let's get to reading. Hi guys, I'm about to watch Love Island, but I just got to the end of chapter 35 and something just happened that I did not expect to happen. I know that this obviously isn't like the plot twist. I just really did not expect that to happen. I did not expect that person to do that. Honestly, don't really know what to think, but I'm about to put on Love Island, and then once I finish Love Island, I'm gonna finish this book because what? Honestly, really wanted to read more of Barrier Bones and the Midnight Soil, but I don't know if I'm gonna read more of it in this vlog. But I am filming another reading vlog starting tomorrow, so if you want to see me read this book, check out that reading vlog. Hope in that reading vlog I will be finishing this book. Check out that reading vlog, which will be coming out a week after this reading vlog. Anyways, I am actually shocked. An hour and 15 minutes left, and I'm listening on 2x speed, so I have about 30 minutes left in the book, but Love Island is about to come on. So I'm going to watch Love Island and then finish the Dragon Republic. And guys, I am scared for what's about to happen because we have 2 chapters left, and I honestly don't know what's going to happen and how this is going to go down. I simply just cannot predict any part of this book. For one, I'm really enjoying being able to film in bed. Since I rearranged my room, I can film in bed. This is amazing. I just finished Love Island, and I'm now going to finish the Dragon Republic. I just have to find my spot. So I am on chapter 36, and I'm going to finish the Dragon Republic. I am incredibly nervous for what's about to happen. Okay, so I did in fact finish The Dragon Republic. So that means I'm ending today with a whopping 205 pages read. And I'm unsure of my rating on this. I feel like I'm gonna rate this like a 4-star. I feel like I liked Poppy War more than this book for some reason. I don't know why, because I feel like this is everyone's favorite book in the series. I feel like I liked the Poppy War more than this book. Also, literally just finished this book, so I haven't had any time to sit on it. Rating will obviously be updated on the screen if I've changed my rating. Finished it 20 seconds ago, so I don't know why I keep saying that I'm set on a 4-star, because I don't know. But I feel like that's what I'm thinking. I think I'm thinking a 4-star. I don't know, I was kind of expecting the ending to be a little crazy. Now, do not get me wrong, the ending was like, that betrayal was crazy. Same time, I was expecting the ending to be a lot crazier than the ending of the Poppy War. Felt like it wasn't. I feel like the plot twist of Poppy War was a lot more shocking than this book. I just feel like a lot happened in this book, but felt very much like it was reiterating the same thing over and over and over again. And I did like this book. I just don't know, again, if this is my cup of tea. But I definitely will be reading the 3rd book in the trilogy because I am intrigued to see where this goes, because I honestly have not guessed anything that's gonna happen except the plot twist. Like, yeah, like I was upset about it, but I was like, yeah, that checks out. Like, I feel like that checks out. When it comes to the different people in power, we're learning more things about them and their backstory, and you're kind of seeing that maybe the good people aren't that good and maybe the bad people aren't that bad, which I feel like is a canon event for any fantasy book. Excited to read the rest of the series. But with that being said, we are at the last day of reading. I did calculate all of the pages I've read because I'm not going to be reading Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil. I'm just going to put on some Gilmore Girls and go to bed. Like I said, as soon as I wake up tomorrow, I will be starting another reading vlog that will be out a week after this reading vlog, so stay tuned because I will be obviously reading Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil and that reading vlog. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it. I don't know. For a quick little recap before we get to the grand total, so I did finish Emily Wilde's, which was 274 pages. It is still a 5-star. I can't stop thinking about that book since I finished it. And then we started Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil together and I read 104 pages. As we just talked about, I just finished The Dragon Republic and I started on page 217, which means I read 437 pages. So that means that I had a whopping total of 895 pages read, which is probably a little bit more than average. I feel like I probably finish 1 book a week at least and then get like halfway through another book. I feel like this was honestly a pretty accurate reading week. And also, if you wanted to see what I was doing this week while I was reading these books, I do have a vlog out where it's a few days in my life and that was filmed while filming this. So if you guys want to see what I was up to while reading these books, you can check out that vlog. But this video has unfortunately come to a close and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.